Hey guys, so here we are live again. This time around is because I reached 5,000 subscribers. So 5,000 awesome people like you join my channel and actually watch my stuff. I'm really, really happy about it. And as I said previously, multiple times, I'm going to try to organize a group ride. Now, I was thinking of doing it April 20, but because April 20 is the day before Easter, it's not going to work for many people. And I'm not foreseeing a lot of people showing up because you got to live in Southern California somewhere to be doable. So I was thinking we can either attempt for the 6th of April, which is next week pretty much, or we can take our time and try to do it on May the 4th. May the 4th will give most of you enough time to actually get their stuff together. Also, it's going to be on a Saturday because, well, I don't want to take you guys away from your family, your friends. So on a Saturday morning, you guys can waste a little bit of time with me, and then Saturday afternoon and on Sunday, you guys go back to your families or whatever you have planned. But I was thinking of grabbing a cup of coffee around 9, 10 o'clock in the morning somewhere. I don't want you guys to wake up early to come meet me. And then we'll go on an hour and a half to 2 hour ride somewhere and have lunch. Chit chat for a bit and then call it a day. That should actually make it easy for most of you to come, meet me, enjoy a good coffee in the morning, a good lunch somewhere, and ride your bike with other people that love riding bikes. So this is what I'm planning to do for the 5,000 subscribers, and okay, One Up Five Down is asking where I'm thinking of riding. Depends when we do the ride. If we organize it for May the 4th, I was thinking about going to Clutch Coffee at the 15 to 15 interchange to meet up because they have plenty of parking. They make good coffee, and it's close by Highway 2, Angeles Crest. And then at that point, after an hour or so, we'll hop on the bike, go to Angeles Crest, that by May, hopefully, is decent. No more snow, no more branches across the road, and so on. Ride Angeles Crest down to Newcomb Branch, have lunch at Newcomb Branch, and then go from there. So plenty of parking for everybody, and well, good coffee and good food. Let's see. Alfredo, let's do this. Yes, by the way, Alfredo, I think it's you. Is it you? Yes, it is. I can see the scrambler. Last week, I went to Pro Italia for their Ducati Demo Day, and I met with Alfredo. It was the first time I actually met with one of you guys, and at first was a little weird because I thought I knew him. So I was taken a little bit. Then he was like, "Hey, I watch your videos," and he showed me his scrambler, which, by the way, is coming out great. And nothing. It was a great meeting. So Alfredo, I really hope you can join us on the group ride with the scrambler, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. We have. How do you pronounce that? Roma and Victoria? Are you from Rome, by the way? Because that's what I would call myself. Let's see. Yeah, as always, One Up Five Down. Eric from One Up Five Down is being a funny guy, and he lives nearby Clutch Coffee, so he's telling me that it's so far away. Whatever, Eric. Hey, let's see. Thank you. Blake, you're welcome. As most of you guys know, the F800 GS was my first love when it comes to adventure bikes. I've never owned an adventure bike before, and when I bought the F800 GS and I started working on the F800 GS, I started loving the bike incredibly. It's great on long rides. It's great on the street. It's great off-road. It's actually capable of going off-road and, get out of the dirt eventually by the end of the day. So I'm going to keep the F800 for most likely for a long while, and I'm going to just keep improving it. So probably suspensions and I don't know, maybe a power commander or something like that, but more stuff coming for the F800. Enough with the chit chat. Let's get on it. Yes, Eric, enough with the chit chat. Let's get on it. Let's see. Roma Victoria says, Victoria is the name of your bike. Right on. I believe you have Panigale Corse, if I'm not wrong. Great bike, by the way. It looks fantastic. How many? Okay. GK is asking how many helmets I have. Right now, I have a few behind me, but I have a few more resting around. I'll be riding for a long, long while. If you listen to the manufacturers, they tell you to buy a brand new helmet every 5 years. It doesn't quite happen. Also depends on the use. If you keep it under the sun ray for a long time, and on and on and on. Over the years, I accumulated a few helmets. The one, the Swami you guys see over there, it's the Max Biaggi replica. I'm a big Max Biaggi fan, or I was a big Max Biaggi fan when I used to ride. As a matter of fact, up top over there is the scale model of the Repsol Honda that Max Biaggi used to ride. So I have that, and obviously I have the brand new AGV over there that I use for the Tuono. I do have my brand new helmet for the dirt bike, because I found out that dirt bike helmets are so much lighter than ADV helmets. And that orange dragon icon helmet over there, it's pretty old. It's from the time that I used to have the CBR. I also have my Nex helmet that I use. You guys probably have seen it in most vlogs I do. I do also have an open face helmet that sometimes I use for the scrambler. There is down there on the bottom, I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Let's see. Down there, that's a Ducati helmet that I bought when I bought the Monster, and but it became pretty old. There was an AGV helmet brand, Ducati branded, so I replaced it with the newer AGV, and that's fantastic. Let's see. Okay, Blake, what kind of jacket and pants are you talking about? Are you talking for adventure? Are you talking for the street or casual? When it comes to adventure, I have a set of pants. I have a pair of pants from Scorpio. It's their adventure pants. I think they only cost. I bought it on sale. It was $150, maybe, something like that. But even brand new, it doesn't cost that much. Also, my Alpine Star jacket, the Bogota jacket, I bought that on sale as well. It was about, I believe, $150 to $200, and I love my Alpine Star adventure jacket. I pretty much wear it when I'm in doubt what kind of jacket I'm gonna need. That's my choice. It's nice and fresh summertime. It's nice and warm wintertime. Plenty of vents to open. It repels water fairly good, but there is an insert to make it water resistant, so that's a plus. When it comes to a casual ride, I usually wear speed and strength jeans, riding jeans with Keller inserts, and depend on which bike I'm riding. It's either a Dainese mesh jacket or another leather jacket, motorcycle leather jacket, vintage, that I bought years and years ago. I'm not even sure what brand it is anymore. Let's see. We have okay, but yeah. And when it comes to boots, right now I'm riding with Alpine StarTech 5, and I love them. It is kind of like wearing a cast on your foot, but considering my skills off-road, it's better be overprotected than not at all. Let's see, Sergio say that he loves my video. What phone mount should I use for the scrambler? And he says, cheers from Spain. A big hi to all you guys over there in Spain. And Lee joined us as well. Yes, Sergio, as 1 Up 5 Down is recommended, SP Connect is what I use as well on my F800 GS, and I use it on the Aprilia Tuono. I like them because they're very versatile, and they're very easy to put the phone in and out, and seems to be very secure. And they have mounts for any situation. As a matter of fact, if you have a GoPro sticky mount anywhere, the SP Connect has the adapter to put your phone on one of those GoPro mounts, so that is very, very convenient. And they're made out of metal, so they're not flimsy at all. I like them. I pay full price for them. As a matter of fact, even Eric from 1 Up 5 Down pay full price for him, and I believe he's loving it as well. Lee, people want to see more of your bike, so bring it back. Let's do an after the modes review on that Indian of yours. I keep receiving messages over messages asking for more Indian. People really love that bike. That almost makes you cool, man. Bring it over. Let's go grab coffee, and you tell me about your bike. Let's see what we have. Oh, perfect time for the video. Yeah, 2:30 to 3:30. It's I figure most people on Friday afternoon are done working, and they can waste a little bit of time watching me yap around. Hola for Sergio. Yes, GK, it's very true. Where I am, I do not have winter condition. It gets cold from time to time, but it absolutely doesn't get as cold anywhere north of the 10 freeway, all across the United States, pretty much. So the Alpine Star jacket that I talked about is actually a cold weather insert as well. So it layers out. That can actually definitely help. Let's see what else we got. And I definitely don't have any temperature below 0 degrees that I can remember. That's actually why I moved to Southern California from Italy. I'm originally from Rome, and even if it doesn't get that cold in Rome, there are definitely a few days a year where we have sub 0 Celsius days, and I got enough cold riding my Vespa all year long, so I want to be warm. GK, where in Europe are you? It's below 20. You must be up north somewhere. Yeah, definitely Poland. Yep. Yeah, it gets pretty cold up there. Definitely not that much over here. You might want to think about moving to California as well. it's nice here. I tell my parents to come over every winter, but it is what it is, I guess. Let's see. Okay, guys, for those that love the Scout Bobber, the Indian Scout Bobber, Lee is telling me that he's going to put some fairings on it. He's going to change the headlight and turn signals. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be the one doing the mods on that bike. So stay tuned. If you're curious about it, we'll put that stuff on him. Forza Roma sempre. Meno male, pensavo che eri da Lazio. Mai joined the conversation finally. My absentee Vietnamese friend. GK, you really should move to California. It's fantastic over here. Let's see, Blake. Be featured in a few. I'm gonna definitely shoot it. Sorry, guys, and still. Blake is asking if this ride is going to be featured on a video. Most likely, I'm going to get a bunch of footage. I'm going to put it together as best as possible and publish for everybody that is not in Southern California to see what we actually did on our group ride. I'm probably going to task Eric on handling the camera or something so he can get some pretty good footage. Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys know, even if I keep repeating it, me and Eric joined forces on 1 Up 5 Down for two reasons. Mostly because I don't want you guys to just have my opinion on things, because I can be pretty stubborn when it comes to certain things. So joining Eric on 1 Up 5 Down gives me the chance to have a different side, and gives me the chance of thinking about things that I usually don't see, especially being a foreigner. There are certain things that go right over my head. So having an American join me, it'll bring something into the mix. On the other hand, the second reason is because Eric is clueless about how to speak Italian. You guys can see it on the videos about reliability of the Aprilias that we're going to post on 1 Up 5 Down, where he tries to ruin my beautiful language. Yeah, I guess Mai knows me because he's been sarcastic. Yup. So one thing that I was reading in a magazine the other day, one thing that I'm happy to announce is that I found out that in Tennessee, it's actually legal to go whale hunting off a car or a motorcycle. I'll make sure next time I go through Tennessee, I'll bring an harpoon, because that's chance of a lifetime, especially because there is no sea or ocean touching Tennessee. So that's one of those great laws that you can find all over the United States. Speaking of laws and speaking of California, they recently passed a California Desert Protection and Recreation Act. That sounds like a bad thing for those of us that go off-road, but it's actually a good thing, because they actually made 300,000 acres permanent OHV. Less than a week ago, the area where I used to off-road with my GS, with my dirt bike, is being fenced off. And a giant sign went on saying no dirt bikes and no ATVs allowed inside. So somebody bought the land and they're going to build a bunch of houses, and no more trails. And that seems to be happening more and more often. There have been multiple times that I try to go up the main divide on that mountain that divides Corona or Lake Elsinore from Orange County. There are trails that go up all the way to the top. And many times I went to the entrance of a trail and all of a sudden it's not accessible anymore and it's pedestrian only because a bunch of expensive luxury homes were built nearby. So this act is going to prevent home builders to build houses on those areas, and those areas are going to be just off-road vehicles, and they're going to stay that way. There is no way, there is nothing anybody can do to close it up or fence it off. So that's a good thing in my opinion. I hope you guys agree with me, because areas to go off-road, they're shrinking. So unless you have the money and the resources to go to Mongolia or wherever else, it's getting really, really hard to find some off-road areas nearby to go enjoy with our adventure bike, even scramblers or some. What's my longest trip? I usually, because GK, you're from Poland, so you guys get some vacation. In America, you get 2 weeks a year of vacation. So that, especially when you have a family, that doesn't leave you much time to go on a multiple day trip. And when I have an extended vacation, I usually tend to go back to Italy, because otherwise my mother will come here and kill me if I don't show her grandkids. So I haven't done multiple days trip. It's usually a day trip. I made it to Fresno. I made it, all over Southern California, sincerely. Made it to Vegas, Salton Sea. I stay out all day, but that's about it. Now, in the future, I have plans of making a Los Angeles to Seattle trip all over the coast, because it's fantastic. And I also want to do a trip mostly off-road. I'm hoping for a 90-95% of the time off-road from here where I live to Las Vegas. There is a way of getting there. It's through the desert, and it might take multiple days. So I'm not that great at camping. Usually when I was back in Italy, my trips, I've been all over Italy, by the way, but Italy is so small that hardly counts. But I usually stayed at a hotel. So I'm not that great at camping. It makes me uneasy because I'm not really used to it. But I'm going to gear up and go do it. Finger crossed. I'm trying to convince Eric to get himself an adventure bike and take him along. So I'm pretty sure I can run faster than he does. So if a bear comes in, it's going to hit him rather than me. Let's see what we have here. Stop writing. You write too much. Let's see. Let's consider writing that back. That is C. Yeah. No. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna go whale hunting anytime soon. I do want to do there is a trail that goes across America that it starts up there in somewhere in Seattle. It stays on the north side of the United States, but left to right. When it comes to, I've been watching a lot of that Ewan McGregor, Charlie Borman trips, the long way around, the long way down, and all those others. And I started watching on YouTube, because I watch a ton of YouTube, all those guys going on those long adventure trip, and I see them up in Alaska. They're miserable. They're freezing. Mosquitoes are eating them. They're all like, this is fantastic. Mosquitoes. This is great. Oh, this truck almost killed me. That's fantastic. No, it's not fantastic for me. I really rather stay in warm climates. Therefore, yeah, I'll go along the coast summertime. I'll go across the United States, mostly on the south side or right in the middle of the country, summertime. Possibly go to South America on the warm side of South America, but that's about it. I have no intention of going to Alaska. I have a big aversion. I don't like mosquitoes. I worked almost 10 years in Louisiana, where mosquitoes are the size of sparrows, and I really don't like mosquitoes. So Alaska is out. It's too cold. Too many mosquitoes. But anyway, let's see what else. Sergio. Unfortunately, it's usually 2 weeks vacations over here in America and a few days here and there. When I first came here, I was working as a flight instructor. One time I took a month off. Mind you, as a flight instructor, you don't have paid vacation. You can take time off. They just don't pay you. And I told them I was taking a month off to go back to Italy, and I never heard the end of it because they were like, well, what do you mean a month? They just couldn't comprehend why I was taking a month. And I'm like, in Italy or most of Europe, it's normal. Summertime, you take a month off, and then you have a few days off in around Christmas. You have a few days off around Easter. But America, it's all about working. 2 weeks off a year, depending on the job. With a little bit of seniority, I think my current job, I might be able to reach a 4 weeks vacation per year. But we'll see about that. Let's see. Mosquito like helicopters. Yeah, just about it. And as a wise man once told me, nobody likes helicopters, not even helicopter pilots, unless they're sitting inside of it. And I can attest to it. They're noisy, they make wind, they blow off dust. Horrible. Let's see. Do I have any crashes? Yes. I do have crashes. My biggest crash was, fortunately, back in Italy. I got head-on collision into Suzuki Vitara, or one of those off-road little off-road cars, SUVs, whatever you want to call it. And pretty much I was on a straightaway. The guy didn't see me and tried to turn into a side street. Right as I'm approaching, hit him head on, flew off, broke my left leg, both the bones over here, all the ligaments on the right leg. Did about 4 weeks, maybe a month in the hospital. Another month in bed, I believe 3 months on a wheelchair, and 6 months after that on crutches, and started walking properly after multiple surgeries, probably 2 years. I was 21 at the time, so I was recovering much faster, and so right now I don't have effects that I feel right now. I'm pretty sure when I get older, I'm gonna start feeling it. On top of that, I'm saying lucky that was in Italy because 2 things. In Italy, insurance, the minimum insurance you are required to carry is 1.5 million. So there is none of that $15,000 maximum liability over there. So I actually got paid for the damage that was done to my legs, and it wasn't nowhere near the 1.5 mil, by the way. Not even close. But it was enough for me to actually pay off my helicopter training at the time, and bags, load my bags and come over to the United States legally. So going through the whole process of getting visas and then citizenship, it give me that spare time that you need to take care of all those paperworks and stuff. So that was one thing. The other thing is in Italy, we have universal care. So if you get hurt, they'll fix you, no matter what, insurance or no insurance, you get fixed. And that's good, because my parents would have gone bankrupt, chapter 13, chapter 7, whatever. So it was good because they didn't have to pay a medical bill. So that worked out for me. The second big accident I had was over here, riding my S1000, and I broke my foot. The bike fell on top on my foot. Even wearing a boot, it crashed my foot, and same thing, a month or so in bed, and then crutches and all sorts of other things. And those are my biggest crash that I have. If you ride a motorcycle, I'm sorry to say, but eventually it's going to happen. It might be minimal, while you come out unscathed. I had a few of those where I low-sided the bike, namely my sister Ducati Monster 620, I think it was at the time. No, 696. Anyway, I took my sister Ducati Monster back in Italy. I pushed it a little too much. The side stand started scraping on the ground hard enough that it lifted my rear wheel, so lost the rear wheel, low-sided, and I came out unscathed, like not even a scratch on me. And I was only wearing boots, jeans, and a proper motorcycle jacket, obviously with gloves and helmet. Those not even worth mentioning, because I believe everybody that rides needs to wear at the very least helmet and gloves. And I always recommend at least a jacket, because how you guys call it, when you get all those asphalt rash marks, they're not they're not nice, and I have a few of me. So those are the biggest crashes. But let's see. I'm not sure if you're asking how many miles is to cross California or the United States. California is not that big. The United States are super long. That's the best I can give you right now. Thank you, Blake. I did recover. No lasting effect. When I wake up in the morning, sometime my foot hurt, but it's to be expected. It's once you break something, especially after you pass your 40s, you're gonna feel it here and there. Let's see. Have I given a name to any of my bikes? No, I usually don't give names to my bikes or cars, for that matter. I actually don't give names to pets either. So I'm just one of those guys that doesn't give name. Now, I love my bikes and my cars to death, but I just don't give a name. I call them whatever the factory that made them call them. So the F800 is the F800, TUONO and Scrambler, and the dirt bike sometimes doesn't even get the dirt bike name. I just call it the dirt bike. That's about it. As a matter of fact, I have a fish tank, saltwater fish tank, and my kids and wife actually name every single fish in there. I don't. Fish 1, fish 2, the orange one, the blue one, and so on. Let's see. Salve from Brazil. Ciao. Let's see. That's Polacco, the F800. Are you considering to check the cam chain if needed. Actually, yes. When it comes to the F800, one of the things that usually happens that I've seen on multiple F800 is the tensioner on the cam chain does not keep up with the wear and tear, and eventually you feel a chain slap in there. I can actually hear it on mine at idle. As soon as you put some power in, as soon as the chain tension, you can't hear it anymore. And I've been told by the mechanics here at BMW that it's not a big deal. The bike is perfectly fine. But I also found a company that makes a chain adjuster that is easy to install that will actually keep up with the wear and tear and will eliminate the slap. So eventually I'm going to do it. Not sure when, but eventually I'm going to do that. Let's see. Oh, Mr. K. Barnes just sold his F800 GS and is soon going to buy a KTM 790 Adventure. I haven't tested the 790 Adventure. I did test the 1090 Adventure, and I was incredibly impressed by it. It's a very simple bike. As a matter of fact, as the dash of the previous model, and there are not many bells and whistles on the bike, but it's a fantastic bike. And if the 790 is just as good, but with a lighter weight, that must be a fantastic bike. As soon as I can get my hands on it, I'm definitely gonna go there. But yeah, I do have I've rode a few KTMs, and KTM does fantastic off-road. Even the big bikes do incredible. If you take a BMW 1250 GS, and at the same time you take the KTM 1290 Adventure, the 1290 will do circles around the 1250 GS off-road. So KTM has very good suspension. It's very good. It's a very good brand for off-roading, hands down. And on the street as well, the 1090, when I drove it, it was great. It was lighter and nimbler than I thought it would be for that big of a bike. Let's see. Marcelo, hi. Marcelo from Brazil checked in. How many cars do I have? Right now, personal car, I have only one. I have my V6 Mustang because I need it for commuting. And the V6 motor, it burns way less gas than a V8. Other than that, I have a little van that I use to carry motorcycles and whatever else. I bought it when I used to windsurf, just because, you get change inside the van and you load everything in it without having to take everything apart and tie it up on top. So that van came out to be super useful, and I kept it for years and years, and I still have it. Those are the only two cars. I've been through a few cars, because cars and motorcycles. Is there anything else? Let's see. I know you guys make fun of scooters over here, Mr. Mai, but I actually did own a scooter when I lived in Italy, just like pretty much 99% of Italians growing up. You either have a scooter or a Vespa or some sort of moped, and that's just the way it goes. Scooters are super fun. I wish I could have one over here right now, because popping wheelies with scooters and zipping through traffic, the scooters are unmatched, super fun. And if you screw up and break it, scooter, they're cheap, and they have tons of storage. They're super, super convenient. Let's see. No, I never been to the Chile desert. Hopefully one day I will. I rode quite a bit of desert over here in Southern California because wherever you can throw a rock without hitting some desert. And just like anybody else that rides in the desert, I don't quite like sand, especially deep and loose sand. It's very annoying unless you have paddle wheels. But it's a lot of fun at the same time. As long as you have not the cojones, the lack of intelligence to just keep it wide open when you go over sand, you'll be just fine in the desert. So that makes it kind of fun and kind of exciting at the same time. Oh yeah. What about Augusto Souza from Brazil? Hey Augusto, is asking about the new 850 GS adventure. Soon enough, I'm gonna go test out the 850. At the very least, the regular 850. I've been meaning to do it. The guys over here at BMW of Riverside keep telling me to go there, but between the weather, work, family, and shooting videos and stuff, I physically didn't have time to go there. Anytime I had a few spare hours to go there, either cats and dog were raining out of the sky or something else was happening, so I didn't have a chance. But I'm definitely going to make a review on the BMW F850 GS, either the regular version and hopefully, if I'm lucky enough, the adventure version as well. The people that I spoke with that rode the bike say that it's a million times better than the old GS. I really love my old GS, so I might be just a tiny bit biased towards my old GS. The new one, it's very. I'm still need to get used to the look of the new 850, but all in all, and when it comes to the adventure version of the little GS, my friend Pierre from Pierre's ADV back in Italy used to have an F800 GS adventure, and he loved it, but he did long rides. I'd rather my bikes to be light and nimble, because when I see some rough road, some rough off-roading, I usually tend to get in there, and most time I have to drag the bike out by myself. So I'd rather have the smaller one, the non-adventure version. And if I go on a long ride, I'll just toss on an extra jug of fuel, whatever you want to call it. But I'll definitely get there. Let's see what else we have. Okay, man, 45 minutes already. One thing, I don't know if you guys watched my last vlog where I go get coffee. If any of you lives nearby, obviously I'm not expecting Augusto from Brazil or Marcelo or those other guys from Brazil to come up and have coffee with me. But if you live nearby, let's go get coffee. Talk to me about your bike. Tell me why you like your bike. Tell me why you chose that specific bike. So shoot me a line. Let's go grab a coffee. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be super fun. On top of that, on that video, I talk about a movie, Burnout, that just came out on Netflix. And I liked it quite a bit. I thought it was a pretty good movie. The story was okay. It's a motorcycle movie, so I'm not expecting to have Oscar-worthy performances in it, or high budget like a Marvel movie. It's a motorcycle movie. Motorcycle community. It's very small compared to the rest of the world. But then I saw an article on Motorcyclist where the editor took a giant dump on that movie, and I was like, really? And he was saying that it's another terrible movie, a motorcycle movie. Unfortunately, motorcycle movies, they're few and far in between, and they're not that great because the budget is what it is. The audience is going to be limited, so not many people put, and most of all, the producers that know anything about motorcycles, I'm guessing, are very, very few. So if a script comes in that makes half sense and costs very little, they're going to produce it. So let's not be too hard out of all this. Let's not be too hard on motorcycle movies. If you love motorcycles and there is a guy going around a motorcycle, to me, it's already a win. If the whole movie is centered on motorcycles, to me, it's a good movie. It might not be a Oscar winner, but I'm not expecting it to be. I just want to see cool bikes. I want to see people driving them recklessly, and so far I had to just hope for another Mission Impossible to come out to see some motorcycle riding. So every motorcycle movie that comes out, no matter how bad, thumbs up from me. Love the motorcycle movies. Let's see what else. On Any Sunday, one of the best movies I've ever seen. Yeah, I actually heard about On Any Sunday. I need the title in Italian because I might have seen it, but since I moved here when I was 26, most of the movies on my first 26 years of my life had Italian titles, and especially in the past, Italians had the bad habit of changing the titles to make it match what the Italian population expected from it. So there are films that have a completely different title from the Italian version and the American version. But I'm going to look it up and see, because multiple people brought it up to me. Let's see. I'm in the area to coffee. Yes, Roma. Let's make that happen. Let's go get coffee. Italian fella on a Ducati Panigale Corsa. Of course, we're gonna go get coffee, man. You have an awesome bike. We're gonna go get coffee. Let's see. Lee. Yes, Lee is saying that he's excited as well, and as you should be. Any action on two wheels, it's always welcome. If you like Tom Cruise, bonus, because every movie he does, there is usually a motorcycle scene. But if you're one of those people that don't like Tom Cruise, well, there is really nothing else, unless you want to go with Biker Boys. Or Torque. Mind you, when I first saw Torque, I was way younger and back in Italy, and I thought it was fantastic. But because I was way younger, and if you watch it multiple times, especially now with a little bit of age on my shoulder, you see some things as like, but undoubtedly very, very entertaining. Go. So, by the way, the subscriber count is climbing as we speak. Amazingly enough, the day that I was right there to get the 5,000 was like 4,999. It seemed forever to me to get the one guy to hit the 5,000, and now they started going again. But Michelangelo, let's see. Yes, Michelangelo is actually very right on that observation. It is mind-provoking, not only on riding recklessly, but riding when you're overexhausted. There is no skill that is going to compensate for you being overexhausted. If your reflexes are going to get slower, your vision is going to get blurry, and if you're overexhausted, you are going to crash out. On top of that, recklessly driving, it's fun to look at, it's fun to do, but has very, very real consequences. I lived in Italy a lot. I drove motorcycles in Italy a lot. I wonder if everything I did went into prescription, if it's not persecutable anymore. Anyway, I did my fair share of riding recklessly back in Rome. Lots of traffic, so in my worst days, there have been sidewalk riding, coming down stairs and all sorts of other stuff that, thinking about it with hindsight, you're like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that, but I was young, I was dumb, and somehow, for the luck of the draw, I survived. So, right on. But yeah, I think that movie is spot on when it comes to being tired and riding recklessly. And another thing that I touched on my past video was there is that day that you're pissed off and you're going to be riding a motorcycle. And being pissed off and riding a motorcycle, it's a bad combination. Popping wheelies and doing stupid things, bad combination. If you can avoid it, or if you're... Because eventually riding a motorcycle is going to make you relax, so your hunger is going to go away, but you need to restrain yourself a lot if you ride when you're angry. But let's see. Yeah. So we almost made it to an hour. Whatever happens, guys, at 3:30, I'm going to cut it out because I'm going to work tonight. What are you doing? Yeah, unfortunately, I'm on duty tonight, so I'll be picking up people that make the bad decision to drink and drive, and I'm gonna take them to hospitals and such. Finger crossed, nothing happens, but that also means that when 3:30 comes around, I gotta cut it off and go get ready. But coming back to the ride, do you guys have any preference? Is it May 4th best, or do you guys want to try for something really quick, like next Saturday, the 6th of April? Or does it even matter that the 20th of April is the day before Easter? Let me know. This video is going to go... is going to get posted, so leave a comment down below, and I'll check it out, and obviously follow me on the major social networks like Instagram and Twitter and the Facebook page, and also now that YouTube has given me the chance to post, I'm going to post it when the exact date is going to be, and we're gonna go all get together, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a lot of fun, because usually motorcycle guys are a lot of fun. So yeah, Lee is asking if I ever picked up anybody that went down on a motorcycles. Yes, I did, quite a bit actually. And usually, amazingly enough, most of the crashes happen off the freeway. Most of the crashes that I pick up, they happen on side streets or in town, where a car pops out, and the motorcycle rider, gets T-bone or something like that. I did a few of those. We usually get the helmet with us because the doctors want to see which side of the helmet is being hit to figure out what's wrong with you, and it's never pretty. It's never pretty. And and well, I'm not going to say anything about Harley riders for this time around. I'll give it a pass. But yes, Lee, I picked up a few of them. It's almost a way. It almost happens way too often. Let's see. Let's see, Alfredo. Yes, Alfredo, I gotta get together with you so you can tell me about your scrambler. By the way, Alfredo's scrambler, it's fantastic. It's almost an exact copy of the one I have in the garage. Thumbs up. Let's see. Yes, actually, Roma and Victoria has a good idea. I'll see if I can put a poll on this video over here and see what I can do. Also, I'll see if I can put a poll on my website, www.albesadv.com. I'll see if I can slap it on the first page. See what comes back. I'll put a few Saturdays where I'm not actually working and see. The day that is going to get more votes is going to be the day. But mostly, if you obviously are on the other side of the world, please do not vote on which day to do a meetup over here. You know, I don't want to get it skewed for the guys that are actually nearby and ended up with a date that does not help the most people. Woo! Wow. Great idea. And nothing coming up. My next few video coming up are going to be Multistrada 950 that I went on a demo ride on. So there's going to be a first impression on that. There's going to be another video on a Scrambler 1100 that I went on a demo ride with. So another first impression. And then my first guess for Coffee with Alberto, or whatever I'm going to decide to call that series. Suggestions are welcome, so write a comment below. My first guess is going to obviously be Eric because of 1 Up 5 Down, we spent a ton of time together, and he has a fantastic RSV4 factory, which is worth talking about it. Other than that, my dudes, yeah. Thanks, Lee. Other than that, as always, guys, it's time for me to go. If you did like this video, like it. If you love the video and you're not subscribed for whatever reason, subscribe. What are you waiting? It's free. I'm not intrusive. It's only one video per week. If you don't like it, and if you don't push the bell icon, YouTube is not even going to push it to you. So subscribe. Other than that, thank you very much to all of you guys for showing up for this live stream. I always have a lot of fun talking to you guys and answering questions. And thank you very much to all the guys in Brazil. They seem to be a lot, really a lot. And the guys from Spain, with my broken English, I wasn't expecting such a big support from Spanish-speaking countries. Actually, I wasn't expecting much support from the English-speaking countries either. But it seems like among those 5,000 subscribers, there are a lot of people from Brazil and South America in general. So thumbs up for you guys. Hopefully one day we'll ride together. There seems to be a bunch of people from Italy, amazingly enough, because if I was still living in Italy, I probably wouldn't speak enough English to be able to follow somebody like myself speaking English on video. So thumbs up for the Italians as well. And in general, all my subscribers, guys, for me, what's up, Phil from Australia? For me, the fact that you guys take the time to watch my video and subscribe and stay in the community means a lot. I started as a joke with, it took me forever, seems, to get to 100 subscribers. And then all of a sudden, people started subscribing and we are at 5,000. I'm not expecting to get up there with the hundreds of thousands, but 5,000 for me, it's a big goal. It seems it seems so many people. I can't even picture 5,000 people all together. Ignacio Perez Gomez. Ignacio Perez Gomez from Spain. Thanks for tuning in. And that's it, guys. I gotta close. It's been 1 hour and 1 minute. We went over, but I'm happy about it because I always have a lot of fun. So stay tuned. Keep up with my posts on Instagram. I usually don't use Twitter because I don't feel I have anything to say, but I feel like I have the chance of taking a lot of motorcycle pictures. So Instagram is really what I use the most. Till then, ride on, and I'll see you all the next time. Bye, guys. Now I just need to figure out how to end this thing. Thanks, man. One Ton Noodle 55 and Sergio and everybody else. Bye-bye. I figured it out.